Hey guys, welcome to the third episode in our series Conversion from Conversations, and in this episode we'll be talking about social metrics because it's very easy to get into like our geek mode and talk about conversational AI, NLP and delivery on 10,000 conversational funnels, but how do we make sense from the madness we're talking about? So here's Melinda to shed some light on that matter.
One key thing, or one broadly speaking, right? It's very difficult to measure ROI on social media. You don't really understand it.
You're the expert, I know.
You spend $1,000 on Facebook, you cannot really necessarily say, here is the sales that we have made from those $1,000. There is Facebook Pixel, there is Google Analytics, there's a lot of things, but it's not exactly clear. So one way to fix this is by solving for conversation rate. What is conversation rate? So let's say you put a Facebook post and 100 people have commented on it. You have replied to all of the 100 people and only 80 people have replied back, right? So 100 people commented, we replied to all of the 100 people and 80 people replied back to what we commented. So that's a conversation. You say something, I say something and you say something back, that's a conversation. If I say something and you don't say something back, that's not a conversation. So how many conversations happen? So there are 100 comments that has been there and 80 of them are conversations. So conversation rate becomes 80%, which is a very big number, but in the most simplest form is how many comments has been replied to and being answered, and that divided by the number of total comments. So that's the conversation rate. But that still doesn't solve the entire problem. But what you can now understand is, okay, we have started conversations with these 80 people, and out of these 80 people, how many actually bought something? So you know from conversation rate to conversion rate what exactly the number is. So for example, you say 80 people have now bought it, now has started conversation. Out of that 80, let's say 20 people have actually bought something.
And correct me if I'm wrong. So conversions can be on say product sales, they can be on like consuming content, they can be on taking an action of any sort that makes sense to the experiment that you're running, right?
Exactly. So by understanding your conversation rate, one is you can know are you creating conversational content or not, right? Let's say you have 100 people have commented, you have replied, and only 3 or 4 people have replied back. That means it's not good enough.
Right.
Whatever that you are doing at the beginning to start the conversation is not good enough. That number clearly shows you know. And then you can experiment on different copies, bring in different content types or different types of mediums to optimize for this number. And then you understand, okay, conversations have started, and then our funnel starts. Conversational funnel starts at that point, because that's where it starts.
So let me cut you off and ask you a couple of questions. So to optimize for the conversation rate, understanding the user journey will help.
Absolutely.
Understanding the user persona will help.
Absolutely.
Understanding the user intent
Absolutely.
will help. We can understand to create better conversational funnels.
Exactly.
And we can use conversational AI to do everything I just mentioned.
Absolutely. So how metrics help you, or how these KPIs help you is, one, it helps you to benchmark and continuously improve. One thing that we have to make sure is whatever that we are doing needs to be measurable, and it also needs to be transparent. So by bringing conversation rate and solving for conversation rate, we know where we are, and we also know what we can do to get wherever we want to be.
Right.
So being able to continuously experiment and optimize on this metric is what makes this whole thing absolutely mind-blowing.
You know what, guys? This all sounds very exciting. I'm very excited to see what kind of conversation rates we get for our clients. If you have any more questions about what kind of experiments you can run in regards to conversations, if you have any questions for Melinda, do drop them in the comments, and we'll definitely get back to you, because we're all about starting conversations. So do subscribe, like our video, share it with your friends, and we hope to see you again in our next installment.
Cheers, guys. See you.